Hey Guardians, I just want to let everyone know that I do have both a Twitch and a Twitter, and I'm very active on both. Feel free to come give me a follow on both, links in the description. Alright, Guardians, so in kind of continuing with this little nostalgia run that we've been on the last little while, with like Thorn, Spare Rations, so on and so forth, Dire Promise and whatnot, and Waking Vigil, that video may have already come out, it may still be coming out, no idea at this time, but I decided we might as well bust out another kind of Forsaken era classic, and that is Blast Furnace. So before No Time, before Messenger, before Elsie's, before Redrix, before the BXR, Blast Furnace was the best pulse rifle in the game by a lot at one point. And of course, back during Into the Light, this weapon was reissued as one of the rewards for Onslaught. I managed to get a bunch of good rolls on it, and I just kind of decided to bust it out again, just for fun, just to see how it does still, and again, as kind of a part of this little, like, nostalgia theme that we have kind of going on lately. Now, can Blast Furnace still compete? Not really. To be perfectly honest, like 340s are just stronger. Lightweight pulse rifles are just easier. And then you have like your heavy burst pulse rifles, which for all intents and purposes can be used just like a 120 hand cannon, just with a bit more range. And to be perfectly honest, I don't even really know if I would rank aggressive frame pulse rifles above even rapid fire pulse rifles, despite the fact that these have like a ton of range and are generally like very controllable. Really, the main issue here is that they fire in a very long 4-round burst, whereas most pulse rifles fire in a 3-round burst. And with other pulse rifles where I don't really feel like I need to track my target very much, that's not really the case with this. That longer burst does mean that you will have to focus a bit more on tracking your target. And on top of that, because of the longer burst, you can't really play cover like you could with, say, something like No Time, LCs, Redrix, so on and so forth, or even like potentially a rapid fire pulse rifle. You just can't really do it with these 4-round burst pulses. But I will say the weapon still feels very good overall. Like, as far as just shooting it goes, it's very controllable. The sights are very clean. It feels very good to shoot. But there is an issue here, and that is the terrible handling. That 36 handling just feels horrific. But outside of that, it still feels really good. Is it competitive? Absolutely not. Would I take this into like trials or comp? You could not pay me to, but it is still a lot of fun. It's a very fun weapon, although it does kind of get boring fairly quickly, just because with that really low handling and very high range, you can probably imagine how this is kind of meant to be used. But there are moments where for sure this weapon puts in work. I have a number of very good rolls on Blast Furnace. I just decided to opt for this one with Headseeker and Kill Clip. It just helps make those 2 bursts a bit more consistent. Outside of that, I'm using my macro tool just because it's just what I happen to have on my Warlock at the time. Same deal with this rocket. Then from there, I'll just show you my armor mods really quick. Pretty standard stuff here. I did decide to give Eye of Another World a try. I just haven't used this very much inside of PvP. What this mainly does is it just helps improve your ability regen. And one of the reasons I decided to go with that is because I decided to give the newly buffed Chaos Accelerant a try. I knew this had been buffed. I had, of course, encountered the swarms of, Axion bolts and scatter grenades and whatnot. Originally, I was going to use this with suppressor grenades, but unfortunately, when you charge it up, you still get that kind of like shotgun blast sort of deal, but it loses its suppression effect, which is very unfortunate because originally I was actually going to try to turn this into kind of an anti-super build, but because this doesn't suppress with the suppressor grenades, it kind of loses its interesting factor, I guess you could say. So I ended up using Axion bolts. However, I kind of think scatter grenades might be better just because I feel like the projectiles on scatter grenades, for one thing, there's more of them, and two, I want to say it at least feels like they track a bit more aggressively. Outside of that, Child of the Old Gods with Healing Rift. This is a pretty obvious choice. Healing Rift is one of the most broken abilities in the game. And then I used Blink just because I'm not on like Solar Warlock, I don't have Icarus Dash, and I just wanted to have something that would let me move around a bit faster, and Blink is very helpful with that. And then Pocket Singularity, for obvious reasons, is the only melee option we have. And then again, I was using Axion bolts, but I do kind of feel like scatter grenades might just be the better choice. And then you can see my fragments here. Echo of Leeching, Melee Final Blow, Start Health Regen. I mainly did this just for a little extra health. I'm not going to be using a weapon like Blast Furnace aggressively enough where this is going to come up very often. Next up, Echo of Domineering, mainly just for some extra grenade energy. Echo of Vigilance. For obvious reasons, this is a completely broken fragment. I get an overshield for killing people, is really what it comes down to. And then Echo of Starvation, where if I pick up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power, it'll give me Devour. I just kind of wanted to try this out. It isn't really a fragment that I've used all that much, but again, not really necessary on a setup like this because, again, Devour is something you're going to use if you're being really aggressive, and you're probably not being very aggressive with Blast Furnace. And then for my super Slova Bomb, I just really like Slova Bomb. That's pretty much all that there is to it. So yeah, nothing really crazy special going on here. I just kind of wanted a reason to use Blast Furnace again. And I did have a pretty good time with it for the most part, but I can't lie, there are for sure better options now. And I'm not even talking about compared to Forsaking, I'm talking about even just when this came out. You have your 340s, which are just stronger, and then you have weapons like Redrix, which whether or not this is stronger is debatable, but it's for sure 1,000 times easier than something like Blast Furnace. But that's pretty much it. I've been doing this sort of video lately just because I gotta tell y'all, these weapons that we got during like year 1, year 2, they were just built different. They just, even though they're not really, most of them at least, are not really competitive anymore, and I mean even a lot of the reworked ones, they still just feel phenomenal. Weapons built during this kind of time period in Destiny were just built different. They felt better than really any of the weapons that we get now, barring certain exceptions like Igneous Hammer. So overall, I had a pretty good time with this loadout, but I don't think I'll be busting out Blast Furnace again anytime soon. It just isn't a very good option right now, is the reality, and it's kind of more of a challenge to use than it's really worth at the moment. But anyway, Guardians, we're going to go ahead and get into the gameplay now. As always, if you enjoy this video, do me a favor, leave me a comment, hit that like button and that subscribe button with the bell icon, and consider using the hype function to get this video some extra attention. You get 3 free hypes per week, and it really does help the channel out a ton, especially with content in Destiny being as dry as it is right now. But for now, I will see you all on the next one. Enjoy the gameplay, Guardians. My god, just can't get a full lobby. Should be able to get my health back. Where are they all? Come on, someone push up. Oh yeah. Check back over here real quick. Oh man, they lost like... they already lost a player. What the hell is going on? I mean, I know it's like 4v4 right now, but like... that slow handling on the pulse rifle just completely screwed me there. What are we doing? No clip. Why me? There was someone else there. kill quit moment. This gun does actually kind of beam though. What do we have going on here? Thank you, Melee Networking. So glad you saved his life. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way he doesn't die, right? That dude, that Strand Hunter, like, all he cares about are the melees. It was extremely unfortunate for him. Oh my god. Forgot I don't have holsters on. Yeah, I'm good. See what I mean? That hunter did. This gun does just a beam, though. Like, my god. Where is this guy? Oh, I think I threw that a little too... Oh, teammate! All you had to do was push up a little bit, please! Hello? Yeah, dude, he's a psychopath, but... So cringy. Literally all those strand weirdos do is just run at you. My god. Like, why? What are you doing? I'm just so confused. Like, all they've done the entire match is just fly in with the strand melee. Doesn't make any sense. I kind of miss the old version of that melee where it would just shove people back. Because I probably would have gotten away there. What a weird match. I was behind cover, but whatever, Destiny. Players like that are just so annoying. Super annoying. Anyway. Blast Furnace does still just kind of beam. Definitely, definitely one of the greats. Rat it out. Kill clip. Okay. Okay, Blast Furnace, I see you. Nice. Ah, of course. Titan still remains the most brain-dead class in the game. Oh my god, you're terrible. Kill clip. Team's kind of bringing it back, though. I just don't know why we keep flipping the spawns when there's absolutely no need to. Healing rifts are so strong. Oh, I'm out. What the hell? Why?